You're listening to Ask When, the podcast. Folks from all walks of life talk about their daily hustle and bustle, living and celebrating life, sharing tips on becoming champions, especially for those who are muscling mental and physical disabilities. Ask When, the podcast, with your host, who has mustered over 30 years living with cerebral palsy and going strong. Author and cerebral palsy advocate Wynn Charles. Ask When, the podcast starts right now.
Welcome to Ask When, everyone. This afternoon I have Alison with me, and Alison, I'm going to let you take it away and share your story with my fan base.
Oh, hi. And thank you so much for having me here. I'm really happy to be spending one of my COVID days talking with you and your audience. So thank you. Um, Gosh, it's been a really incredible journey for me through my entrepreneurship. I I was a single mom at 20 and I'd gone through a whole bunch of really dead end jobs, minimum wage jobs. I was so frustrated. I couldn't make ends meet. And then I dated a guy who was a house painter. And he said, any girlfriend of mine is going to learn how to paint. And so I said, okay. He says, you can make more money and you get to see your kid more often. Because at that time, I was a full time student working 3 part-time jobs. And I was at university. And so I said, hey, if I get to see my kid, I'm signing up. So he taught me how to paint. And then 6 years later, he passed away. And I found myself on welfare again and not really quite knowing what to do. And so I thought, well, I'm going to start my own painting company. Like, how hard can it be? Other people do it. It's going to be easy, right? And no, it wasn't all that easy. It was a journey and there was lots and lots of learning to do. But the really beautiful part is that it allowed me to take control of my own life. I wasn't relying on other people for my income. And I was able to put food on the table for my son and really create this beautiful life for us through being an entrepreneur. And so I am a huge, huge fan of business and what it can do for us.
And that's so funny that you say that, because I cut the golden chains of the corporate world. I actually got laid off because of everything that's going on right now, but I was going to do it anyway in May.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
I'm like, let's do it now. Let's tell Job that I asked Job, I said, Job, do you have a plan as to what's going on? They go, no. And I said, bye, because I have a plan and I need to rescue my body. I can't go into public places right now because I'm at high risk for what's going on. And I said bye. And they go, what? And I um I gave it a couple of days. I turned around and I said, I emailed them back and said, I'm officially quitting my job, and I really truly appreciate your support. And now looking back on it, it's the best decision I ever made, and I'm giving myself a 2-year runway to make this work. If I need to go back to work, if I need a W-2 job, I will find one in journalism.
Very cool. Yeah, sometimes you just have to jump out of the plane and build the parachute on the way down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Literally, my parachute was coronavirus. My parachute was coronavirus, and again, I'm like, not, I am not going. If they don't have a plan and they don't know where to put me, I am not fighting this.
Yeah. Well, and it's so true. Like, we don't know where the gift is going to come from. You look at something like COVID and you think, oh, nothing good can possibly come of a global pandemic. Yet, look at you. It sort of put you in a situation where you had to jump. And what a huge gift that is. And so, nothing is either all bad or all good. It is a combination of all of the bits and pieces. And we can either choose to sit there in our chair watching Netflix saying, "This sucks. My life sucks. COVID
Yeah.
sucks." Or we can step up and go, "This is a great opportunity for me to put in this time to build what I want to build."
Yeah. So I'm giving myself 2 years to do this, you guys, and then if I need to go back to work, I will have the basis of journalism and probably the basis of a house coach and a psychologist with that because I know people are struggling and I want to help. So
Mhm.
I yeah,
It's
COVID-19 was my parachute out of a
yeah,
bungee jump.
that was your
And
shove
so,
out the airplane.
yeah, my shove out the airplane was COVID-19. But so Allison, if you had to move house and only take 5 things with you, for the exception of your son, because family counts,
Right?
what would they be?
Oh, damn. Well, one would definitely be my Jeep. I love my Jeep. It gets me everywhere. So that would definitely be one of the things that I would want to be taking with me. Um, and I am going to cheat and say our pets because we have more than one. So that is a pet category of something I would take. What else would I take? I would probably take my iPad, not so that I could be connected to the internet necessarily, but because it stores like a million books. And I would have books that I would be able to curl up with. And I'd also have the camera involved. So the iPod checks off a ton of boxes for me. What else would I take? Oh, I have a really great pair of sunglasses that I love. I
Yes,
would take my sunglasses. And oh gosh, that's 4 things, right? So my last thing would then be, I think I'd probably take, I'm assuming I could get food where I was going. Is that correct? Is that a good
yes,
assumption?
yes.
Yeah, the food and gas, all that I could sort of access. What else would I want to take with me? It's funny because I sold everything I owned and moved to Italy, and I'm trying to think of what did I prioritize to take with me. And I think I would probably, in addition to that, take. Oh my goodness, you've made this so hard. I would take Advil. Yeah, I get headaches. Advil would have to be on
Yeah,
that list.
yeah, and they would have to be on the list. Well, great. And if your best friend was going to write a book about you, what would the title be?
Oh, organized chaos.
Organized chaos. I love it. And so, um, what is your morning routine? And obviously that changed because I don't know how old your son is, but obviously if he's at home with you, you are homeschooling him, if I'm
Mm.
not mistaken.
Now he's 30, so I'm not
Ah,
homeschooling. But he does live in the basement suite and we do work together, so we're very much a part of each other's lives.
good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. At least
Yeah.
he's home. At least he's
Yeah.
home because now I think we need family more than ever and good friends more than ever.
Yeah. Well, and it really helps that we get along so well. I'm certainly I feel very fortunate. I know a lot of people who don't have this relationship with their children and or their parents, and I'm really grateful. Yeah. But morning routine. Well, I try to stay in bed as long as possible. I'm one of these people that if I have to be somewhere at 9, I'm getting up at 8:55.
Yeah.
So I don't have much of a morning routine, but if I'm on like a weekend and there's nothing forcing me to get out of bed, I sort of get out of bed when I want to. I make a great cup of coffee. I usually check some emails, and then I plan how I want to spend my day. And sometimes it's about, going somewhere and just taking a day off, and sometimes it's just really getting a good handle on my workday. But yeah, I really enjoy that lazy morning coffee.
And what is your favorite book and what is the title?
Oh, well, that is so hard. Can I have 2? Um,
Yes. Yes,
so my one
ma'am.
my so I have a nonfiction and a fiction. So, my fiction book that my favorite one is called Gargoyles. And it is a brilliant book about a man who ends up in the hospital. He was in a car accident, got severely burnt. And a woman came into his room and said that they knew each other in past lives. And so then she tells them all the stories of the past lives they had together. And so I just thought it was a brilliantly woven book. And now I just finished reading for a nonfiction. I just finished reading Talking with Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. And I love everything of his. And I just thought this book was so incredible because it talked about how we don't know. Um, First, we it's really hard for us to read people and how first impressions can lead us astray, and how we make choices about people, and how we determine if they're being honest or not. And I just thought it was a really great brain book, like one, the ones that you gets your brain involved and you just get really excited about trying to figure it out. That I think that's been my most favorite book recently.
And so, if you want to go check out the Gargoyle, Gargoyle, you guys, or Allison, give us your other one.
Talking to Strangers.
Talking to strangers. Thank you. Talking
Yeah,
to strangers. I know that Libby and Overdrive are using libraries systems right now. And then I know that Audible has a discount. I know that Amazon Kindle Unlimited also has a discount. So go shoo.
nice.
Go
Yeah.
shoo and find us a book. You guys. And then Allison, as we wrap this interview up, do you have any questions for me?
A question for you. Okay. If you were a wild animal, what would you be and why?
That's easy. That's easy. A giraffe, and I would be a giraffe because they're nimble, and I am not nimble. Jeez, I am full from nimble, and you guys thought I would say a zebra, but zebra is my second choice. Um,
Mm,
and so I am far from nimble. A giraffe is nimble, and they can reach tall trees. I can't. I'm short, and I'm not nimble, you guys. Not nimble due to my neurological condition, cerebral palsy. So I wish I was a nimble because I could I could be a giraffe just because they're nimble, they can reach things I can't reach things. So yes, I would be a giraffe.
I love it. I love it. And they are such a magnificent animal. I know my son and I did a safari in Africa and I've got some amazing photos. They're just, it's so beautiful. So excellent choice. I never would have come up with that on my own. So fantastic. Another question would be, um, what is your favorite song? Like that song that you would sing in the bathtub or on a bad day or when you're in the shower or whatever. What would that song be and why?
Well, now this is gonna make me cry
Oh,
because it's gonna make me cry, and you'll understand why. Um, it's called "Big Fat Love" by John Plain, and John Plain passed away of COVID-19. And
oh,
so, for those of you that don't know any of John Plain's work, go check him out. And the last person I was with who played it for me was my dad, and I actually lost my dad as of May 19th. Um, so that and of course that song happens to be about a premature baby. And so if you guys have any clue as to who John Point is, go look go look his work up, and I'll be on my Facebook. I'll be posting a tribute. I tried to post something last night, but it didn't work. And so I'll be posting another tribute that will work to John Prine, because John Prine was, and I did not know this um, until my stepmom told me. My stepmom said the news came on of COVID-19, and the news anchor said John Prine had passed away, and I'm like, I'm sitting in my chair, my jaw drops to the ground, and I'm like, "What? What?" And my mom, my stepmom goes, "I'm sorry, I thought you knew." And then she said, "My dad and her really like John Prine," and I'm like, "Okay, that doesn't rock my boat," because now what um now what it is rock stars dying from COVID-19, and it's all over the place. Um, and John Prine, unbeknownst to me, he only had one lung. So people on ventilators can't um, can't make it with pre-existing conditions. And that's why the CDC in the US stuck me on the list of high risk, because my neurological condition, I wouldn't be able to make it. Even though I'm healthy, I wouldn't be able to make it. If I got any of the pneumonia, I would be land up in the hospital when stuck. So
Yeah.
um, yeah. So basically, that hit home so much. And for those of you that don't know John Prine's work, please go check him out. And um, yeah, and one of my dad's bosses was quoted. Bob Dylan, thank you very much. My dad had the fortunate enough to work for Bob Dylan as a professional sound mixer. So, and I don't think, um, had the privilege of working with John Prine, but he knew the band, John Prine's band, enough so that he could get into John Prine's life if he wanted to. My dad. So I just feel like this is real. This is
Mhm.
real. I mean, now it's like coming to light that every time you turn around, COVID-19 is creeping up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real. You know, I don't know why people are acting like it's not.
No, it's real. It's
Yeah.
real. So, Allison, where can people find you?
Dominothinking.com is the easiest place for people to find me. My website is there, or it's my website. So obviously my website's there. But my all my contact information is there. My podcast is there. I have a free download if people want to check it out. It's called Brave, and it's how we can actually step into taking better control of our responses in different situations, so that we're not giving our power away and letting other people control and dictate our responses. So that's a free download if anybody wants to go there and get it. And my email is, or my contact page is on there as well. So if you want to email me, please do. I answer all of my emails. It sometimes takes me a little while, but I definitely answer all of them.
And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode of Ask Gwen. And I will see you guys well, I will probably see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, but by the time you hear this, it will be some Thursday in the future, depending on how quickly we can get things turned around. But for right now, be safe, be happy, be healthy, be sane, you guys, and um, let's just make this world a better, happier place, you guys. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Bye, thanks.
You just listened to Ask Win, the podcast. To become a guest in the show, visit our website at askwin.weebly.com or call 816-591-3399. Just look for Danielle. Connect with Win on Twitter at WinKellyCharles and like our Facebook page at Butterflies of Wisdom. You can also purchase Win's book through Amazon.com or get a copy of the audiobook through Audible. Ask Win, the podcast.